you become the best in your house, and then it's like, all right, well, that's boring. And then you start playing against your friends, and then you're the best amongst your friends, and then they can't stop you. And then you become the neighborhood hero, and then you want to keep exploring and expanding on that, right? So it becomes that you're hungry for more. So that was me. I was just hungry for more because I was tired of being the neighborhood hero. I was tired of no school in the vicinity in the local area wanted to play against me because, like, oh, if he's here, he's just going to win and take all our money. Well, yeah, that's the point. I want your money. That's why I'm here to compete, right? I'm here to get better and explore, but at the same time, I'm exploiting this to see if I can make a living off of it, if it's a possibility. But again, the hunger drive helps me expand and look more. So that's where I started looking online and trying to find tournaments. And back then it was a little more difficult because the internet was just booming. So it was very difficult to know what websites to go to versus today where, you could look up anything and you could find any tournament in any vicinity locally in your area, or know if a big massive tournament is going to be happening where you can hopefully fly to or drive to or get to with some buddies. So that was always my passion, was just taking what I knew and my drive and just bringing it. Now, I guess the toughest part was, since I was new, how to fit in, right? That's always a challenge because you're scared. Yeah, you're like, oh, I don't know these people. These people don't know me. Yeah, people have their own cliques there. And I was always solo. I never ran with any friends or anybody. So I was kind of like the leader in that sense, where I would just try it out and see what it was like. And I would try to befriend people and just get to know the community more, because I love it so much, right? It's a passion of mine. And I want to make sure that it's something that I want it to bloom and blossom a little more. So making friends was a huge factor into me wanting to come back more and learn more and get experience that I never would, because again, if I'm only playing the same people locally in my area, it would get dry at some point, and I would only be hindering myself. So that became my passion, learning about Evo, watching it so many years, attending it 3 times, even making a documentary, so that way I can push my passion even forward and keep my consistency even forward, and really just driving like who I am as a player, what it takes to be a competitor, what you have to make and sacrifice in order to keep up with everybody, and getting what you consider your dubs before, or your victories before you decide, okay, where do I need to go next to keep improving. So that's pretty much what I've been doing all my life, fighting against the naysayers, fighting against people that don't believe, just trusting in my own passion and just pushing it to where I am today, where I'm the happiest I've ever been, thanks to video games. And I couldn't be more proud that my drive just never, and my flair never burnt out, and it allowed me to keep pursuing what I love so much.
I like to kick it to the students because sometimes after an introduction, we have burning questions that kind of just pop up. And so we got 2 already.
Sure.
Hop on in. They're going to come on up, step up to the mic. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sean, and my question is, how do you like? I know you said about the naysayers and stuff. How did you deal with like people who said that like video games isn't a passion or like a job, that is something like? I mean, I know I've been told like, hey, it's hard to do a job with video games. So like, how did you get past that?
Sure. Great question, man. To be honest, I got that so much. I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me. I think the hardest person to first let them know was my own mom and dad. Because when my parents, they come from Haiti, so they come from the boat. So their idea is that, hey, look, we just want the best for our kids. So we know if we go to America, we can give him a better life, and he can have a dream where he can, be a doctor or a lawyer, because society deems that as, you're okay, and you're going to be successful. So it was doctor, lawyer, or nurse always. But I didn't like that. I just really didn't like it. And I had to keep pushing past it. No matter how many times people told me, video games, really? Get a real job, man. Like, you're never going to succeed in that. Time and time again, all the time. I'm also 6'8", so they're like, you're so tall. Why don't you play basketball? Stop wasting your height. I heard that so many times. So at the end of the day, I always just looked at, well, what would make me the happiest? What makes me happy, right? Is it, I tried nursing. I didn't like it. I didn't like being in a facility where people were sick all around me all the time. And I had to spend 8, 10 hours in these shifts or 12 hours and just sitting there and waiting for patients to come in and check them out and heal them. Like, it's great that you can help people and heal them like that, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't my passion. So I just kept doing what I love to do, which was play video games and entertain people with video games. And I kept trying and kept pushing, no matter how many times people just said, dude, do something else. You're never going to be successful. I always just nod my head and said, okay, yeah, sure. And I would turn around the other way and just keep thinking of different ways to be creative, whether it would be a professional player or even be a streamer. That was a huge avenue that I didn't explore earlier, which I wish I did, because look how big it's blossomed today, right? So many people are streaming and making a living out of it. And just to kind of put the cherry on top, it took my own mother 12 years for her to turn around and say, I'm so sorry, because she finally understood and saw what this can bring. And she didn't understand the happiness aspect of it. She just understood, well, if he has money, he's successful, he'll be okay. And then I know that I did a good job as a parent. And you only did half the job, but now you want me to do something I don't want to do. So it took 12 years of her nagging me once I turned 18 to figure out what I wanted to do. It took 12 years of her telling me get a real job. It took 12 years of her telling me you're not going to be successful in video games, stop playing that damn thing and turn it off. And then it took a documentary, and within that 12 years for her to turn around and one day call me when she saw it, because my cousin showed it to her. She said, I am so sorry. And I just never knew what you were doing. And that was, and at that point, I didn't care. And it might sound bad to say, but her opinion didn't matter to me because you were nagging me so long. I didn't care about impressing her. I was like, I know what I'm doing, and I'm so happy doing it. And when you see it, you'll get it and understand. And I told her, like, look, I appreciate your apology. You're a little late. You're a little late because I've been doing this and I've been trying to tell you, you didn't want to listen. And now you finally see the big picture. So much so that I get a call from her every day. Hey, how's the stream? How's video games? How are you loving it? Is it great? Are you making money? Are you happy? It's yes, mom, everything's good. I'm fine. I'm happy. And I know that's what you wanted from me. And you didn't understand because society told you that the only way to be successful is to be a doctor or a lawyer, and video games you thought was rotting my brain and was terrible for me. So what I could share to you, man, no matter what anybody says, if it makes you happy, keep doing it. If it's in your heart and you love it, keep doing it. If you love to play the games, if you love to be passionate about it, if champion a game, maybe champion a genre, maybe the genre is like first person shooters or action adventure or fighting games, right? Champion a genre and explore that. Find people in your community that love that too. That's why anywhere I would move to, I've been to New York, North Dakota, I live down here in South Florida. First thing I do when I get there is find a community for fighting games. Immediately when I went to New York, Smash Brothers, immediately found a community. Went to North Dakota, Smash Brothers. Like, I find communities so that way I can interact and involve myself with people that understand what I do and understand where I'm coming from. So that way you just surround yourself with people that encourage you and want you to do better. So do that. And surround yourself with people that really want to see you grow and really like what you do, and you're like-minded. Because if you're surrounding yourself with people that don't understand or like, dude, why are you doing this? And stop doing that. Like, those are not people that you're going to want to keep when you start moving up and growing, because then the people are gonna be like, oh wow, you made a living. Hey man, how you doing? Hey, yeah, you remember me? I've been your friend the whole time. It's like, no, you were the one that were talking bad about me behind my back or in front of my face the whole time, and you never believed in my own passion. So keep rocking, man. Don't give up. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be so hard and so difficult because people are just gonna tell you no, 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 and it's just because they don't just want to see you happy and succeed. And again, I went through that for 12 years straight before I finally got an apology. But I was so happy prior to that it was like a nice dirt off my shoulder. But I was like, I'm already past it. I just want to continue to keep my happiness going and keep doing what I love to do, and just spreading that happiness to everybody else that I interact with me, whether I'm streaming or I'm live in person or I'm competing. It's just, I'm in my zen, I'm in my happy zen, and it just keeps me going. I hope I answered your question. If I did. Yeah. All right, cool.
So funny or
Like,
my name is Andrew Delia.
Hey man, how you doing?
So while you were answering his question, I was going through and looking through your like Twitch and your YouTube channels. I was just curious, how are some ways that have you tried to grow your audience through different methods?
Sure, great question. So actually, Twitch doesn't have a great system when it comes to finding people that are starting off. So I utilize TikTok and YouTube. Those have been my two factors that have been able to help grow because they help promote everyone and different algorithms and methods that Twitch lacks. Um, Especially if you're starting off, it's very hard. Like if you go right now and you go to Twitch and you go to Warzone for Call of Duty, thousands of people are streaming, and you'll find if you keep scrolling, you can scroll for a long time before you get to the bottom and see there's a bunch of people that have like maybe one viewer or two viewers or three viewers, and a lot of people have difficulty finding traction. So I take it upon myself to utilize TikTok and YouTube just because they have a better algorithm. And now we're living in I guess in a period in time right now where short form content attracts the most attention. So people don't like to watch long-ended content that, like, look at TikTok, right? It's like most things that are great are 15 to 20 seconds. And now they extended it a little bit forward. And now YouTube kind of garnered that where they have YouTube Shorts. So that has been another way that I would utilize that to start building more traction and getting more followers than I normally would. So those are my two forms that have been very successful. I encourage you to utilize those or other forms of content. Instagram is another great way to interact with other people that are like-minded. So if you find people that, and like if you just type in gaming in the search content, you see people that you like, follow them. And then, like their content and then message them, hey, I thought your content was really cool. This is who I am. Maybe we can collab or do something together. And I found ways like that that's helped me even collab with other people. And then they would bring their people over to me. And likewise, I would share my people over to them. So you just collab in a multitude of ways and you grow your channel that way. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, cool. Cool.
Follow-up? Oh, yeah, of course. Come on back. Sean's got
Come on down, baby. We got time. Let's go. Ask away.
Okay, so I actually have two questions kind of related to my previous.
Sure.
So the first one would be like, I know how you said like people always wanted you to be like a doctor and like a nurse or whatever, and
Yeah.
people, has your channel, like your streaming and stuff, ever helped? Like, has anybody come into your chat and say like, hey, you're a big like help for me, and like they use you as like an outlet for like help? I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah, I actually prevented 2 deaths from my channel, believe it or not. I had so one guy who's almost kind of like a little brother to me. He was going through I won't say his name, but he was going through terrible abuse in his own household. And he was by his own mother. And it came to a point where he was lost and didn't know what to do. And his father actually lived down in Florida. And I helped him find a bus ticket. I told him, pack your stuff, take the first flight that you can. First bus ride that you can. I think it was for 5:45 a.m. I said, take it. I'll send you the money. Go. Let me know when you get down to Florida. Because I think he was at the time, he was living in Northeast somewhere. I don't specifically remember where, but I was like, here's the money. Go. Let me know when you get down there. Stay with your dad and figure things out. And he messaged me when he got this, like, hey, man, I made it here. I'm safe. I'm with my dad. I'm so much happier. Like, thank you. Because his mom was literally beating him to a pulp where he felt like it was a matter of time before it was going to be over for him. So yeah, that was, I didn't know it was to that degree until after he got there and he told me like, yeah, I was thinking about killing myself, but then, you responded to me when I reached out and it was a huge help. And it wasn't in chat. This was on Discord. He had messaged me and that's when I spoke to him about that. So yeah, I have helped people. I prevented 2 deaths and I've helped people where they're just like, man, I just had a really, really bad day. And when I saw you go live, it was just so good to just jump in and just relax and kick it back and be with people that are just like chill and vibe the way I do. And I don't know that, right? When I hit on the record, like go stream a live one, I don't know whose day I'm making, but I know I'm making someone's day if they're there. And that's what's most important to me. Even if it's just one person, at least I impacted one person's life for another day that, they just felt a little bit happier that, they could just keep going. So yeah, to answer your question, I've helped out a few people.
And my second question would be like how you were explaining how like your parents didn't understand like gaming. Do you think like that age difference between like parents and children like with gaming kind of like part of the reason they didn't understand your passion for gaming?
Yeah, well, I also think it's because of the time we're living in, right? If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21, right? So I'm 34. So we got a 13-year difference. So if we take it back 13 years ago, the internet wasn't where it is now, right? So when I was growing up, like I couldn't show them like, hey, come check out the internet and come see, how people are making money. Like it wasn't really a thing until maybe like the 2010s and up, where you started seeing people like booming on YouTube, right? And making video content on YouTube, where YouTube was starting to become a thing, and like, oh, you can make a living off of this. So it was very difficult for me to show them that I can make a career out of this and be successful, because in their eyes, it was like, no, you have to be a doctor, lawyer, or nurse, and that's it. That's final. That's what you're doing. So it was challenging then. Now you can go to YouTube and be like, hey, mom, dad, here are all, or whoever it is, here's all these people that are super successful, and look at the views that they get. And look how much money that, like, you could type in any successful streamer's name and type their name and put net worth, and it'll show you how much they're worth, right? You can go into their stream and see how many subs and donations they get a day. So you have a better tool set now to show them like this is possible. But I will share that it's hard as hell. You're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to grind many, many years. And you look, sometimes people just get luckier earlier. Sometimes people just have to work that much longer and harder. But yeah, there's a grind to it, but you have the tools to be successful more so than it was back in the day. So that was kind of like that for me, where it was just tougher because I couldn't show them. There was no way I could until the years passed and technology got better and the internet became a better tool at the end of our fingertips, versus having to be stuck into a computer where even they were afraid. They were like, computer, no, I don't want to go in front of this or nothing. No, I don't want any part of this. But now it's the norm. Everybody has a device that connects them to the internet in some way, shape, or form, whether it's the phone, tablet, laptop, or desktop. So it became easier for me to explain and show how this could be really successful, and you don't have to worry. Your son's going to be okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, you have any more questions while you're up there, man? Go ahead. You can keep firing away.
I got one more.
Okay.
No, I noticed you stream on PlayStation, and as the person who streams on console, I kind of understand how it's kind of hard to stream. Do you have any specific like setup that you use for consoles?
So I actually don't stream off the console. I stream off my computer. That way I could bounce off every console. So I built my own like rig. I have a tower, and then do you know the company Elgato by chance?
Yes.
Okay, so they have like external pieces that's really good if you're using like a laptop, and then they have an internal one that's better. So that way it reduces the latency between what I say and what you guys hear, right? So I have their integrated one for that. And then that's how I just plug in all of my consoles with a switcher. So that way I just flip the switch and it'll go to like the Switch or the PS5 or whatever else that I want to use. So like when the Steam Deck comes out, right, that'll be another one that I'll be able to utilize. So that way I don't have to necessarily rely on the power of my PC anymore. I have an external device. And then I can do a single PC setup versus having multiple PC setups in order to get the job done.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Great questions. You've been doing what you've been doing for a bit of time now. I've been watching you. We've been chatting about it. Tell us about kind of the people along the way, the partnerships that you've developed, the ideas of sponsorships and affiliate marketing, kind of all the people that have kind of come alongside you and worked with you as you have taken this journey.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, when I started going into tournaments and things of that nature, it was scary because I was by myself. And so I was kind of like the lone wolf. And again, when you go to tournaments, whether it's a local or like a major, it can be intimidating because you see people, well, you don't know anybody, and you see people all with their friends or in big groups and cliques. And obviously you have your top players that have a lot of people surrounding them and things of that nature. So I took it upon myself to find setups where people were just practicing, so that way I can include myself, talk to people, get to know them, and just kind of learn more about the community, right? Because again, this is my first time or my first couple of times, and especially if you're traveling to different areas, you're always going to meet different people. So that was a huge thing, to just kind of get to know everybody, especially if I'm traveling now in my local area. I definitely want to know the community and who they are, see if I can go to events, if they're hosting like in-house training sessions and things of that nature. So that way, obviously it's to get better, but I also want to let people know who I am and what I'm trying to aspire to do. So that was kind of like a driving force to help me continue my path in learning and evolving and getting better. So that way, I become more confident when I start entering tournaments, and then people start recognizing who I am and things of that nature. So I was never afraid of losing, because I always took it as a learning lesson, right? I never felt like I lost. I was like, okay, I learned more than I knew from prior to walking into me leaving. So that was always a huge step. So that transitioned into, again, growing more, taking it to my stream, finding new people, learning about other people that I didn't even know about that were locally in my area, to growing more. And it had led to some sponsorships. Now, my thing with sponsorships is that I've noticed, or experience, I should say, is that I don't take any sponsorship, because a lot of them are really finicky. I always encourage people to be careful of what you're doing, because sometimes they want a cut of your time, and that's the most important thing ever. And sometimes they want a cut of your profit. That's the second most important thing ever, right? Time you can never get back, right? So if you're using your own time that you have to build somebody else, I don't think that's a sponsorship you really want to be a part of. A lot of the time, sponsorships would be like, yeah, come stream for us for like 3 to 4 days. You'll be on our stream. We'll give you all of our tools to promote us, but it's your face. That's not a really good deal. You're not getting any value out of that. You're growing them, and you're making them bigger, right? Using your time that you could be doing to create content or stream. So I was wary of that. Or if you're a competitor, like, yeah, if you go to a tournament, we have to take 30 to 40% of your cut. And we're not going to fly you out. It's like, again, got to read between the lines on all of this stuff. So to be honest, I've only had one sponsorship that I approved of, because they didn't want any of my money. I didn't have to put any time into the stream. They supplied me with all the tools that I needed, and I made 100% profit. That was it. It was actually through eAthlete. It was an energy bill that I took. So that way I would stay up longer and be able to grind harder when I was heavily competing in Smash and Street Fighter. So that was the only sponsorship that I ever considered. And anytime I wanted a refill, they're like, yeah, use this code. Here's a free bottle. And it shipped within a couple of days. And I researched the ingredients. It's all healthy stuff, all healthy ingredients that would naturally keep me up, instead of having to rely on like an energy drink or coffee. So that was the only one that I really liked. Oh, and they also gave me a jersey, which is kind of cool. So that way, and it had my name on my back, stuff like that. So it was cool. Like, that's the only one I really like vibe with. But I also learned through experience that when you grow, they'll come to you. The right one will come to you. Don't start applying to 30, 40, 50 different sponsorships. It's not really what it's supposed to be. And they're only just trying to milk you for what you are right now. Keep focusing on you. Just keep focusing on your grind. And when you get up there, the bigger ones that are really taking care of their players will notice you, and they'll reach out to you. Like, even if you try to go look at G Fuel, you can't submit anything to them in order to get a sponsorship. They have to reach out to you when they feel like you're capable and ready to earn the right to utilize the sponsorship. So just focus on the grind, on who you are, and keep growing your content. And then when that time comes, the right sponsorship will come to you. And what was the other question, Jason?
The other people that have kind of come alongside you, who brought you.
Yeah. So I always took it upon myself that I didn't want to rely on others, and I'll find people as I go. So again, that's why I ran solo, just because if I started relying on other people and their times and their schedules, it would only hinder me. So through going through different tournaments and meeting different people and going through their communities, I found more people that were like-minded, and became great friends with them. I don't know if you guys follow the FGC so much. One of the gentlemen in New York, his name is Long Island Joe. He was actually the first person that opened his arms up to me, which was weird to me, because I was like, this dude's a top tier, like top level player at the time, and he's so overwhelmingly welcome. It was so unweird, because I felt like everyone was just out to get you. And that was my impression when I walked into the community, and that was so wrong. I had very, very, very wrong expectation and impressions of what was to come. And I thought nobody wanted to be my friend, where it was more like, hey man, just put yourself out there and introduce yourself, and people would actually want to get to know you. And he took the time to speak to me. He introduced me to all of his friends, and it just became like a big family. It was always a huge family, which wanted to encourage me to want to keep competing and going to more of these local events, so that way I could meet up with him and everybody else and get to know them. And then it becomes the thing when you guys start competing and traveling. You travel together. Now you're with your friends, and you're like your homies, and now you feel more confident. Now you have people behind you cheering for you. So it's a matter of, then it's just, again, when you shine and when you keep doing your thing, people will gravitate towards you. Now you got to understand, not everybody's going to like you the way you think, right? Some people may want to use you and things of that nature. So be mindful. It's kind of like your circle, right? You have a circle of friends that you keep very, very tight knit. Understand that when you're going to this too, right? Understand your circle and understand what kind of person you would think would be great in that circle to vibe with yourself and your friends outside of this and inside of this. So understand their energies, understand the kind of people they are, understand, what they're trying to do, understand how they treat other people, right? It all comes into a perspective, because at the end of the day, you want to be happy where you are. You want to be excited with what you're doing, and you want to be around people that are like-minded and that strive to do what you do, whether they're higher than you, lower than you, or the same level. At least you're around people that you can learn from, whether it's competitive aspect, business aspect, community aspect, how you can grow the community more. It all comes together when you're in an environment that revolves around people that are just like you or similar to you. So I always encourage, get to know the community, make new friends, because there'll be people that probably be connecting with you and traveling with you. You'll be able to meet more people and explore your horizons. At the same time, you'll be able to grow in a way that you probably didn't know. And at the end of the day, they'll be the ones that are going to be boosting you up and encouraging you and want to see you succeed and strive to be the best that you can.
Epic testimony, I think. Very, very great, very empowering. We preach a little bit of that here in getting around people that want to push you forward and that you can work with around common goals. And so each of them are building their own gaming tournament, and some are going to be solo, some will be doubles, some will be quads, whatever kind of approach you build. And it's what you can handle at where you are at the moment in time. So that's really important to do.
Yeah.
Last question. What's next for CliffDogg? What is on the horizon? What makes him excited? Gets him up? Of course, that little guy and that lovely lady are two wonderful things that we're gonna send you home to right now. Promise to get you back to them. But this is the last question. I think that's really important to know. What's next for Cliff? What's he excited about?
Yeah, man, there's a few things on the horizon. So I actually have 2 sponsored streams coming up that just kind of came out of the blue. So I'm super excited about, because this is my first sponsored 2 first sponsors opportunities ever in my career. So that's been pretty huge. So that's a huge thing. This is going to sound very weird. I think grape soda is atrocious. It tastes like Robitussin with seltzer mixed in together, and you can't tell me elsewise. So my community has developed this as the grape soda war, where I think it's horrible and people are like, you're ridiculous and things elsewise. So right now there is a goal where they are trying to raise money so that way I would go out, buy a pool, fill it with grape soda, and I will hop in it and stream. And I'm not shitting you guys. It's so true. And it's a thing, and they're all like contemplating how they're going to raise the money to make this happen. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, but I'm not, because they're also like, well, if you're in the pool, will you drink the grape soda while you're in it? And that's disgusting. So it's a whole thing, and I'm like, I'm encouraging them that they're never going to make it, but I feel like every time I say you guys are never going to achieve this, I'm one step closer to it, and I'm scared, and I feel like it's going to happen. But it's part of being an entertainer, right? Sometimes you got to do the craziest and nuttiest of things in order to do it. I've shaved my head bald on stream. I painted my nails on stream. I waxed my body. I've done it all, So it's just, look, it's part of entertainment, Sean. You got to do what you got to do, baby. You got to do what you got to do, man. So at the end of the day, I'm just looking for more unique ways to connect with the people. Right now, I actually have a tournament that I do for Smash Brothers, believe it or not. My goal is to always include everybody, so that way nobody feels left out. So the tournament that I host, it's twice a month. And what happens is we take the players, it's all random. So nobody has to own the game. Nobody has to be great at the game. You pick CPU level 9. Everybody is random. We determine who your character is. Items are on, and then we put you in the tournament. And it's been the craziest experience, widely praised and highly received. And I was very happy with it, because I was trying to figure out a way how to give back to my community, because back in 2018, I did, in the month of April, I did 4 giveaways. each grander than the other until the last giveaway was a Switch. The problem with that was I didn't know how bad or not bad, but I guess the loopholes that can go around creating a giveaway, where people would literally make multiple false accounts, and literally tell me, yeah, I'm just here for the giveaway. I don't even care about you. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm doing this wrong and I need to fix this. So now I dedicated this year as the year of give back to my community, because I was very like, nope, I'm not giving back. I don't care. It's dumb. But then I realized that's also a dumb mentality. And I should be able to figure out a way to go around that. So what I've been doing was I'm actually excited about Pokemon cards as well. I'm huge into that, and I usually give away. So any Pokemon cards that I get, if I have doubles or triples, I give them all back. I send them out to everybody for free. I do the Smash Brothers tournaments, and that's a new thing. So now that's a new thing I'm focusing on. Again, still dreading this grape soda thing. I hope it actually never happens, and I don't have to go into this disgusting pool. But God forbid, man, I feel like it's really gonna happen. I just hope it doesn't, because then also my son's gonna be like, Dad, what are you doing in the pool? I'm like, yeah, don't look at me. I know this is degrading, but yeah. So these are all the things that I'm kind of focusing on now. And these are just ways that I'm being able to interact with my people. And I love that. And that's huge. And I want to make sure they'll always feel included. And then next year, I heard they're opening up TwitchCon again. So that's a guarantee. I'm 100% going to that. That's going to be my first time ever going. So yeah, that's pretty much what's on the horizon and what I'm thinking about, as my mind is just going crazy and trying to figure out next best thing to include everybody. So I'm just so excited. None of you guys follow me on Twitch, so you never see me get inside this pool with grape soda. Okay, just don't do it. Don't follow me. You don't want to see it. I promise you really don't. You just don't. Like, don't worry about it. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you now, save your time. Don't go to twitch.tv/CliffDogg with 2 G's and find me. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay. You're not going to see anything great. Don't worry about it. It's fun.
Well, as usual, my brother, it's always a good time. Appreciate the time. Thank you so much for joining
Thanks for
us.
having me. Really. Thank you. It's truly, this is incredibly an honor and a pleasure. Stop. Don't do that. Stop. What are you doing?
I sent you a little video capturing students kind of asking questions to you. I'll send you this video, obviously.
Oh,
It's
too
downloaded.
kind. Thanks, man.
And it's easy to find them. CliffDogg TV, CliffDogg Twitter. I'll make sure to have those links all in our.
Oh yeah. I'll put them in the chat right now. Give me a second. I'll populate the links for it all.
Yeah. We need that. You pop it right over.
Yeah. So for Twitter, it's CliffDogg with 2 G's and an underscore. So it's CliffDogg 2 G's and then it's an underscore. So I'll put that in the chat. So that's that one. I'll pull up Twitch for you guys. Give me a second.
That. I'll put that right into our class. Yeah.
There's the Twitch one. And then let me pull up Instagram. That's the other one that I use as well. Give me 1 second.
No problem.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then that's Instagram. So those are pretty much the top 3 that I use.
All right, perfect. We'll get those right in here and be rocking and rolling, my man. You go enjoy that, family. We will
Thanks, man.
soon. So much great things to come. So happy that we had this chance. So proud of you, man. Keep going.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Whatever we can do to support you, my man. All right.
Don't support the grape soda thing, but support everything else. That's fine. That's my only stipulation. Just don't support that, but support everything else, and I'm down with it.
All of them are saying it. They want to know what the number is. They want to know how much it's going to cost to get you in the pool.
All right. So
Number.
okay. So here's the thing. I put it at an obnoxious goal because I have like 2 people that would go out of their way to just blow it out of the water. So I put it at 400 subs. I'm at 176. Some people are like, give me 2 weeks, give me 3 weeks, and I'll make it happen. It's already been past time. Nothing's happened. And it's September, which is 20% off subscriptions. So I still think it's not going to happen, even if I've given them this bonus of a chance to get a discount while doing it. But the goal is to get the 400 subs. And the day that happens, I will literally go the following day, to Walmart or Target or wherever, buy the pool, pour grape soda as much as it takes to fill it up, and I will take my big butt in there, and we will live stream and game and play video games. And I'll probably get some red Solo cups so that way I could drink the grape soda out of it, because it's going to be disgusting. And that's what you guys want to see, because you guys are nasty. Okay, you guys are gross. And you guys want to see good content. You want to see people suffer. Oh, wait. Jay.
Yeah. Let me see Leo. There he is. Look at that.
He is. That's the king. Say hi, Leo.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up, my man? How you doing?
Hi. Hi.
Yeah.
So fun fact, he discovered Mario Kart. I don't even know how. He came to me and was like, Dad, Mario Kart. I was like, I didn't teach you that. How do you know about Mario Kart? So that was one, blew my mind. Then he found my wife's original DS, which has Super Mario Brothers 3 in it. And he was like, Dad, Mario.
Oh
How do
boy.
you know Mario? So then we put it on, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'll put him in an area where he just has to go through like a tunnel. So it doesn't have to worry about enemies or anything. So he can just understand coordination. So he figured out the D-pad, but then it was like, how do you move and jump? That was the tough thing. And then he figured that out. And I was like, dude, you're blowing my mind. This needs to stop, because we're about to start teaming up and Smash and taking over the world in like an hour. Like, this is getting crazy. And then it was like, well, then now how do I progress? And I was like, okay, I showed him, if you stand on the pipe and press down, you'll go through it. And he didn't get that. And so I was like, in the middle. And then he got that. And I was like, I'm turning this off. I can't handle all this one day. This is too much progress. So this is where we're at right now. And he'll lead millions. Yes, he will lead millions. I can't wait. So it's going to be amazing. All right, say bye, Leo.
Bye.
Yes. Okay. Give me a second, son. I'm almost done. Okay.
Daddy.
Right. Go enjoy your family, my man. We'll talk soon. You take
Yes.
care.
Thanks again for this opportunity, guys. It was a pleasure meeting you all. Good luck with everything and anything. Questions, comments, concerns, never hesitate to ask me. I'll be more than happy to answer any and all and vibe with you all, game with you all. Stay away from grape soda. It tastes like Robitussin and seltzer. It's disgusting. Do yourself a favor and just avoid it at all costs. Love you. Thanks.
Later, my man.
Later, man. Take care.
Bye.
All right.